how much is it on the players to be ready to play, and how much is that the coach's job? Just so we have that in perspective the next time someone wants to say, fire Luke because they gave up 3 goals in the first period.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's an unfairness to that, obviously. But I also will say, and that's not a knock on Luke, because, I've had slow starts with Torts or other coaches, but there is a motivational element that some coaches do have that, some don't really come into a room and they just – I'll tell you, like Torts, a lot of nights, there'd be a Tuesday night in Columbus and we're playing St. Louis or San Jose, and it's not maybe the most biggest draw, but he found a way to get us motivated to play that game like it was game 7, and he understood kind of how to push those buttons. And that was something that Torts draws on, right? His coaching is a lot of emotion. That's how he coaches. It maybe isn't as X's and O's and technical as some other coaches, but he gets you into the fight a lot of nights. So, yeah, there is that element, right? There is that style. And I think Luke has a bit of both. I think Luke is more a longer fuse. But I've seen him snap. He snapped on us in San Jose, and it was pretty intense. And you realize, like, that's the player I remember seeing most nights when I was playing with him. But I think he also likes to deal with a fair hand and respond to that as well, right? If your coach is always flying off kilter, it can sometimes cause, especially on a young team, it can cause your young team to be a little more rambunctious than it needs to be too. And then now you're not thinking as clearly as you need to be. So I think Luke tries to balance that, but I kind of flip-flop, because there are nights where it does help when a coach comes in and makes you feel like, yeah, it's a Tuesday in February, but it's game 7 tonight, boys. And we got to find a way to get this win. And here's why. And now you're like, oh, now you're ready to go. Right. So it's always falls on the players though. And I think when you have the room that can run itself, you don't need a coach like that. But we're also a young team that, you can't rile up too much, because I don't think we have a ton of confidence in what we've done yet, to really focus on all that. We need to be able to, know exactly what the game plan is, which Luke does, and try and go out and execute it. So I know I kind of flip-flop, but there is a time and a place, I feel like, for both of those.
We all silly like the mayor.